Coal makes up about 50% of the electricity that we use in the United States. Central Appalachia provides most of the coal we use, and every 2 seconds, 100 tons of coal is extracted. Currently, over the past 2 decades, much of the coal is mined through mountaintop removal. Between 2000 to 2006, Massey Industry, the company responsible for most of the mountaintop removal in the U.S., had committed over 60,000 environmental violations. The waste from the blasting has trickled down into water streams, compromising health and damaging vital ecosystems. About 2,000 miles of Appalachia headwater streams have been buried, 1 million acres of forest, and 500 Appalachian mountains destroyed. The EPA has announced in 48 states that due to mercury poisoning, it isn't safe to eat many freshwater fish. The health and environmental damages resulting from mining, as well as producing and burning coal, are called externalities, meaning that these are costs the public has to pay but isn't reflected in the actual price of coal. In the last decade, the coal mining industry spent more than $86 million, and coal-burning electric companies spent more than $1 billion on lobbying and political campaigns. Americans are addicted to coal because it can sustain the type of life that we want. However, the lives of biodiversity and humans shouldn't be the price that we pay to always have our cities on, always glowing. This is what our late board member Judy Bonds worked towards ending until her death in 2011.
This is the Coal River Valley. The river was named the Coal River because this is where coal was discovered. I think it was 1749, John Peter Saley discovered coal right down here at Racine, a few miles from here. If he had known what agony it would have caused, he'd covered it up and kept his mouth shut.
It is a simple, unavoidable, inevitable, and incontrovertible fact that more and more coal will be consumed around the world in the years ahead.
Dust and the synthetic fuel dust and the blasting dust was all over everything. And then I watched black water roll down that stream there.
The Elk Run Mining Impoundment, it sits on the mountain behind the town.
Now the thing of it is, if this breaks, we're not going to have a chance to get out because right there it is. You know, right up here is where this sits.
Over the hill.
You can see the different kind of tree species here. You have some gray dogwoods here in front, and autumn olive and Virginia pines over in the foreground.
The truth is, you know, I think we do a good job up here. And if people just see it, I don't think they'd be as concerned about it.
Be sure and keep coal in our state, because without it, we're nobody.
Oh, this is a war. We are in a war zone. It is a civil war. It's families against families. It's you know, brother against brother. Upton Sinclair once said that it's hard to get a man to understand something when his paycheck depends upon him not understanding that.
This is coal country. This is people surviving.
It's my home. I miss my home. I want to go home. I want them to leave and I want to go home.
Imagine a world not having to worry about the increase in gas prices. Imagine a world without cars releasing dangerous gas into our atmosphere. As we transition into a new era, we need to shift our focus from foreign oil dependency into renewable resources. The electric car is the first step. If we can convince our local congressmen to support the new electric car industry, not only will our stagnant economy revive, but also we will be one step further in our quest to make our world cleaner. How can we create a cleaner world? We need to stop relying on fossil fuels and use renewable resources instead. There are numerous ways to harness this clean energy. Let me show how it works. Water enters the dam by the reservoir, which turns the turbine and in turn the generator. The tidal power station works as the tide comes in and out. The turbine is generated by the power of the sea in both directions. The cool water is pumped into the ground to be heated by hot rocks. The steam from the water will then come up and turn the turbines to generate electricity.
What is even more surprising is that these renewable energies are the least subsidized by our federal government. Instead, our government invests billions more on fossil fuels that continue to pollute our natural environment. So now I challenge you. Imagine a world where the world's largest consumer, America, begins fairly investing in these promising energies of today.